Warning: the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hey guys, my name's He Who Reviews. Welcome back to another video. This video is going to be yet another Marvel video, and as you can probably see from the wonderfully invented title, this is about X-Men 97 and the fact that it's a show that's happening relatively soon. I just wanted to give my general thoughts on the trailer and what I think about this reboot and whether or not I'm looking forward to it, because I'm wondering if any Marvel fans watching my channel are looking forward to it also, or if you wish they just left it alone. I'm kind of on the fence, but let me give you some reasons I'm looking forward to it. I like that they've tried to mimic the animation style. I like that the original voice actors are coming back, as many of them that can, because unfortunately some of them are sadly dead. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the general political sphere of the X-Men and the political heightenedness of today, so it'll be interesting to see what stories they adapt, how modern they make it, or whether they keep it in the vein of the 90s, and how the politics all soups in and how that works out for them. But you can't really blame politics in X-Men, because that's literally what it was basically made for. It was a metaphor for racism in the 60s. I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do with the politics and how they're going to incorporate the general vibe of the X-Men going forward. I think there's a lot of discourse online, which I thought I may as well briefly touch on whilst I'm making this video. I think there's a lot of discourse online about the fact that X-Men's going to be political, or woke, whatever the hell that means these days. I have no fucking clue. And frankly, you can tell I disagree with that terminology, because I don't even know what the fuck it means, and I don't think the people that use it know what it means. I think fans online should really calm down. I know I'm saying the prodigal sin and I'm going to get attacked for this, aren't I think fans online should really calm down for two reasons. One, the political sphere of the X-Men has always been the core of the X-Men. It's what it was made for, it's what it's a metaphor for, it's always going to happen. I'm just intrigued to see how 90s they keep it, or whether they, and how they wove in political stories with the political climate of today, whether it's modern or not, as in whether it brings in modern politics or not. So I'm at least excited for it, I'm intrigued for it, and that part of me is why and that's why I'm 50% positive for this reboot. Because the animation style, it feels like it's a labour of love. The voice actors coming back, the fact that they seem to have toned down Storm's voice in the trailer, I mean, oh, thank God for that. The fact that Jennifer Hale, my favourite voice of Jean Grey from Wolverine and the X-Men, is coming back to voice Jean in this. I'm excited to see some of the new voice actors mixed with the old. I'm excited to see what they do. I love the animation style as close to older 2D animation as possible. It doesn't quite hit the same way as the old animation, because CGI doesn't, I think, hit as much as 2D animation did, and thankfully, because of anime and other animation mixed techniques, we haven't completely killed 2D animation, but it is a shame that we don't get the old style. Anyway, before my animation nerd comes out, let's move on. So those are the reasons why I'm 50% excited, but 50% excited also means 50% trepidatious, I'd say. 50% trepidatious about what's coming next. I really hope they keep it in the vein of the 90s. Obviously they've got to modernise some things, because it's X-Men and they'll probably bring in modern politics, and whether or not politics frankly boils your piss, it's X-Men, so you've kind of got to expect it. So I'm kind of okay with that. But I'm kind of like, I am trepidatious because I think this is just kind of nostalgia baiting, and I kind of think it's not going to work the same way as it did. I don't think audiences are as tolerant, frankly, so if anything too 90s comes into it, I think someone will find a reason to take an issue with it. But then again, it's X-Men melding in modern politics, clearly, and they clearly will have to do that because it's X-Men, so perhaps this one will be the one that survives that. And I don't want the old X-Men show attacked. Like, it wasn't great, I'm not saying it was the greatest thing ever, but I liked it as a kid, and this kind of just does feel like they're banking too much on nostalgia, and I do worry that online discourse is going to lead to this show getting tanked, attacked, review bombed, and I don't want creators and actors harassed either. Like, let's not go that far, come on guys. But I do think that that's the fate that befalls this show, and that makes me 50% really trepidatious and not excited for it, because I don't want to see it come back just to die in fire on Twitter. I'm going to call it Twitter because now one calls it X, but there we are. The other thing that I'm going to talk about, as I said, there are some controversies online that I think fans should calm down about, and that specifically is Rogue, and I can't believe I have to dedicate any portion of a video to this. People need to calm down about Rogue, because she was drawn for a couple of scenes, if not just one major scene, but I think there was at least 5 scenes over the course of 5 seasons, I will point out, so there wasn't a lot. But there was like 5 scenes I can remember as a kid, where she was drawn with over-prominent features, specifically, frankly, her butt. And it's like, oh yeah, she lands on her ass, and then you can see it, and it's like, oh yeah, look, the booty. And there are literally people titling videos, "Where's the booty?" and then talking about this and talking about Rogue. I'm like, she was drawn in different styles and different ways because the money for the animation wasn't as much as they hoped for in the 90s. And the drawing was never consistent with the old 2D animation style, and sometimes features were more prominent, sometimes some features weren't more prominent, sometimes those features were sexualized features, sometimes they weren't. Sometimes facial features were more prominent because of the way the scene lens was moving, so we needed that to be more prominent. Like, characters were drawn in loads of different ways for the X-Men 97 show, and Rogue wasn't drawn consistently back then, so for you to complain about aspects that was in, I think, 3 to 5 scenes from a 5-season long-running show, just, yeah, calm down, and for God's sake, pathetic. Like, it was never drawn consistently, so in defense of the new artists, this isn't them going woke or whatever again, because that word means nothing now. I honestly think people just need to calm the F down, and I can't believe I need to say this, and if fans get this reboot cancelled just because of how they drew Rogue, I'll be so confused, because I'm like, really? With all the worries I've just listed in this video, that's the one that sinks it? Really? Calm down, everyone. I don't know. Do you think I'm on the wrong side of this? Do you think Rogue needs to be defended? Do you agree with me? Are you sort of half excited, half exasperated with the X-Men 97 show coming back? Or are you looking forward to it and want me to shut up about my concerns? Comment below and let me know. That's the end of the video, guys. You can go now.